Okay, good afternoon to those of us at home. We have finished with our Unit 5, all of the COs and POs that we're doing. Today we're going to use as a review day to help us remember back to what we did before Christmas break. 2 weeks is a long time to have off, so we need to get ourselves back into our math mode. So we're going to be starting at the beginning of binder number 2 with CO 29. We worked with those ratios. Remember, a ratio compares a part to a part. So we have, if it's 8 to 6, blues to yellows, there's 8 blues to 6 yellows. Remember, we can simplify that. Just like when you're simplifying fractions, what can we divide out of both sides? So 8 to 6 is the same as 4 to 3. And we can write it in 3 different ways. We can say 4, 2, 3. 4 with the colon 3 means 4 to 3. And then our fraction, 4 over 3. How is a ratio different from a fraction? A ratio compares a part to a part, whereas a fraction compares a part to a whole. So we look at it, that ratio looks like a fraction up here, but we read it differently. When we're working with ratios, it looks like a fraction, but we read them differently. I think we felt pretty comfortable with the ratios. How do you guys feel about the ratios? Do we need to go over any examples? Okay. We seem to have done pretty good with that in class. PO 30, this is a PO, it's an important one. I can write the unit rate for a given ratio. So a rate or ratio or fraction with a denominator of 1. So the unit rate, remember, we always want to bring that denominator down to 1. So we have to think, if we have 3 gallons and we want to go down to 1 gallon, what do we need to divide by? Divide by a 3. Okay, so we always, to find a unit rate, you always want to have the 1 on the bottom. So you have to divide down to get to that 1. Or, as in this case, you have to multiply. Whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So if we're dividing the 3 gallons by 3 to get down to 1 gallon, we have to divide the $12 by 3. So to find that unit rate, you want the 1 on the bottom, and whatever you do to the bottom to get to that 1, you have to do to the top. So you're either dividing down or multiplying it up. How do we feel about unit rates? Do we want any practice with it, or we're feeling comfortable? What was that, Andre? A little practice. Okay, so we just had the 1 page for that. Let's see. I'm trying to think if we can do one without. Let's do an example one. I'm going to come up with one off the top of my head. Let's say we have 24 grapes. And they are in 3 bunches. How many grapes are in 1 bunch? What's the unit rate? So find the unit rate. You have to tell me what the unit rate is. Just saying 8 is not the unit rate.
8 over 1.
So it would be 8 grapes
Over 1 bunch.
per 1 bunch. What was that, Andrea? It's really not. I just came up with it off the top of my head, so it's not reality. It's just simple, quick math that I did. So when they're asking you to find that unit rate, they might give it to you looking like this. They might say something like, $48.36 for 12 gallons. What is our unit rate? If it's $48.36 for 12 gallons, what would the unit rate be? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Who can walk me through what to do to find the unit rate for that? Izzy.
You have to get it down, the gallons down to 1.
Yeah, I want to find out how much, oh, green doesn't look so good. How much money for 1 gallon? So what do I have to do if I go from 12 gallons down to 1 gallon? What am I doing, Izzy?
That you're dividing by 12.
I'm dividing by 12. So how much money would that give me?
$4.03.
$4.03 for 1 gallon.
I get this.
Okay. So to find that unit rate, it doesn't matter which way they put it. If they put it one over the other, or if they write it out like that, we know we can always put it one over the other. And if we put it in this format, we remember, oh, I need to divide down to that gallons down to 1. We feeling more comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at our next page. CO31, equivalent fractions, rates, and ratios. Now this one, we needed to, the first few, we were like, oh yeah, we do this all the time, I get it. It was the ones at the bottom that were new for us. So we need to remember how to do it. So when you make your help sheet, you might want to put these different factors, these different ways of doing it on there. The first one, scale factor with multiplication. If I have to go from 4 to 12, I multiply the bottom by 3, I multiply the top by 3. Oh, we do that all the time with working with fractions. So we know about multiplying. Same thing with dividing. We know how to divide down. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. What I do to the top, I do to the bottom. The multiplying and dividing was the easy ones. Simplifying, again, that was an easy one. We know how to simplify. 3/6 is the same as 1/2. 4/8 is the same as 1/2. We know that's simplifying. It was these next ones that we really had to think about. Cross products. Multiplying the cross products, and they need to equal each other. So they are equivalent if they equal each other. Decimal values. So 8 divided by 7, 28 divided by 24.5, they should be the same decimals. If we take our numerator and divide it by the denominator, you get your decimal. They need to equal each other. How do we feel about these? Do we want to do a couple of samples? Thumbs up, thumbs down, shaky thumb. We're doing good. Okay, I see a couple of shaky thumbs. That cross product one is one that kind of tricked a lot of us up on because we weren't used to it. Go quick. So if we look at that cross, let's look at our work page that we had for that. We had to do 2 methods to find your answer, if it was equivalent or not. So if we're going to do cross products with this first one to see if they are proportional, how would I do that? If I want to do cross products with 4/5 and 20/25, how do I use cross products on it? Maddie.
You would go 4 times 25.
which 4 times 25 is 100.
And then you would do 20 times 5, which is also 100. And then since it's the same thing, then it's 600.
Yep. So I would multiply these two and I get 100. I multiply these two and I get 100. They're the same. So I know that they are proportional because our cross products are the same. If I was to do the decimals with this one, what is 4 divided by 5? What decimal would I get? 0.8. What if I do 20 divided by 5? What do I get? So if we're dividing, our decimal points will be equal to each other if it's proportional. If you get a different decimal when you take 4 divided by 5, if you get a different decimal when you do 20 divided by 25, they're not proportional. Starting to come back. It's been a while. Paul?
So you do one with the decimal value?
You want, okay. So if we do, let's do it on this one. What is 11 divided by 6? Use your calculator and tell me. What is 11 divided by 6? Somebody tell me. Ethan. 1 point what? 1.83 repeating. Is it the 3 repeating or the 8? Yeah. Just the 3. Okay, so what's 66 divided by 42? 1.57, blah, blah, blah. I already know they're not the same. So if I divide 66 by 42 and I divide 11 by 6, I get two different.
Finley Dawson to the office, please. Finley.
Maddie?
When I would do it, I would recommend you go all the way there because I just saw the 1 and I'm like, oh yeah, no, it totally is. So.
You have to do it until you know for sure if they're the same or not. I'm hearing side conversations, and I have asked for us to be courteous. We are recording this review for our friends at home to also review with us. So I need for us to be respectful, please. Usually.
Is there like a certain part that we're allowed to use calculators on in the test, or is it just a regular calculator knowledge?
I haven't seen the test yet. I need to get it from Mr. Schultz. He's going to promise me it today. So we will find out tomorrow. It's the practice test. So we'll find out at the practice test on what parts we can use calculator on. All right, PO 32. It is a PO. It is an important one. I can solve a proportion using equivalency and cross products. So we were just reviewing those cross products. So let's look at solve each proportion using those cross products. So it's using that cross products that we just talked about to solve for the missing number. So we know 8 times 128 needs to equal 80 times n, right?
Yeah.
So how do I solve it? Colin?
Divide 80 out of 80n and divide it out of. Oh, first you have to do the multiplication.
Yep, first we're going to multiply this side. So what do we get for that? It should be on your paper.
Yeah, 1024.
1024 like that.
Yeah.
And that equals our 80n. And then Colin is saying we want to get n by itself, so we need to divide by 80, divide by 80, and we should get 12.8 equals n. Do you remember doing that? We corrected it yesterday, but we did it 2.5 weeks ago. So that was a while ago. Let's look at, yes, Paul.
You do the cross product, so the one at the bottom. The one that,
The one that's not on here?
yeah, it's on the bottom.
So,
It's the gas cap.
yes. Because these are the multi-step questions where you have to, in the word problems, you have to pick the important stuff out of there. So we have 2 coupons for gas. Let me even that up. 2 coupons for gas. And you need to decide which one to use. The first one allows you to take $5 off your entire purchase. The second allows you to take 45 cents off each gallon. This one we talked about yesterday. It's not one that we are going to use cross products on. This one we need to use our knowledge of what we have. So we have to, not all word problems are cut and dry, easy peasy, simple. Okay, so you have to figure out how to get to the answer. So if we are going to take $5 off our entire purchase and we have $42 to spend, that means we can spend $47 because we get $5 off from our coupon. So if I'm going to use that $5 off, I can now spend $47 at $2.10 a gallon. So if I'm spending $47 at $2.10 a gallon, I can get a total of $22.38 22.38 gallons.
I know
Lot of gallons.
What I'm asking is,
Yep.
how do you get the gallons? So you divide 47 by just 2.
Yep. Divide 47 by 2.10. So if we do the division here, we get this answer. Okay. So then you have to do the second side where it's 45 cents off each gallon. So instead of being $2.10, now it's $1.65, but we're only spending $42. Again, do the math. 42 divided by $1.65, and you get 25.45 gallons. That's more, so that 45 cents off coupon is a better deal than $5 off.
So you have to pay $47 by, did you add $5 to $42?
For this one, when we said you get $5 off, yeah, we added $5 to it because that's the $5 coupon.
Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Ryan.
I need to
Any other questions on these ones? We're feeling comfortable with it? All right. Now let's look at the one that we did yesterday. Hopefully this one is going to be pretty fresh on your brain since we just did it. I did have several people that were gone yesterday. So Jocelyn, this is for your benefit. Okay, you were gone yesterday, so let's really pay attention. I can write and solve proportions within measurement systems, so we need to know how to convert. So on your help sheet, you might want to write some of the conversions if you don't know them off the top of your head. So if you don't know how many quarts are in a gallon, this section over here is the one that a lot of us were getting wrong when we were going through it yesterday. I highly recommend you put it on your help sheet. Okay, you're gonna have to do conversions on the test tomorrow. We know how to go step by step by step by step. Make sure you know what the final conversions are going to be. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye to my friends at home, and I hope that you reach out to me, email me any questions you have if there's anything you're not sure about, and I hope you are preparing for our practice test tomorrow. So we will see you later.